Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna try to create this setup using nodes in Blender, using animation nodes. And we're gonna do a little bit of Python coding and also noding. And it's kind of like the logic. Basically, if you have a list like this, like a list of fruits, you can easily turn it into something like this. So kind of like if you have to create like some kind of mail merge. If you ever done that, see, like you're gonna send to a letter to many people and you need to change the name, and this is kind of doing the same thing. So let's learn how to do that. Let's start from scratch so you can see the whole process. File, save as. This is a mail merge, and gonna switch to compositing real quick, and we're gonna start with a text, some kind of list. So I'm gonna quickly make list of fruit names. So whatever, just like a bunch of fruit names there, and we're gonna turn on animation nodes, and I will turn off this always. Just keep this 1, 2, 3. So first of all, we're gonna source this text. So quickly get the text object. Sometimes I don't know exactly the name, but I think it's text block input. So we're gonna grab our text and take a look. So that's our text objects, still like some kind of PPY structure. Probably we can display it as a list, or don't worry about the list. So text block is in, and we're gonna separate the text object. Actually not separate, that's another different thing. We're gonna split it into proper text string, and let's have a look. There you go. So we write something here inside the text editor inside Blender, and then we're gonna sort. We already source it into animation nodes, and we have this list. And the idea is to loop over this list and kind of turn it into text that says something. Yeah. So let's do that real quick. I'm gonna have another text editor and create a new one. This is gonna be Python code, just a quick Python code. So basically, we're gonna grab text objects, and let me do it like this. The way I think about it is like this. So you have text objects coming in, and you want to turn it into sentence. So let's do it like this. Dear fruit name, you are awesome. So that's how we're gonna do it. Of course, that's gonna print out dear fruit name. If we use a script node and just source this text, let's call it dear, and let's get our script. And this guy is doing nothing at the moment. There is no input, there is no output. So we want the input to be the fruit name. Currently, it's just gonna print dear fruit name, you are awesome. With Python, you can actually do some kind of formatting. It looks something like this, and I'll try to make the text larger. So print fruit name. The fruit name is gonna be something like that, and we're gonna put it in. I think this is how you do the string formatting. If I'm not sure, I'll usually use Google. So the fruit name can be anything. If I would type in like orange or lemon, and we reload the script, we should have dear lemon, you are awesome. Okay, we're gonna, for it needs to be some kind of a dynamic thing, like a variable. So instead of doing it here, we're gonna pipe in this list of fruit. So the input is gonna be text, text or text list. I think it's gonna be text, and text can be anything. So if I type in anything, and this, I just call it fruit name, and if I delete this and update our script, we're gonna see dear anything, you're awesome. Okay, cool. Now this is already working, but we need to also, we want to output this text object. So the better way to do this is like we process the text up here. So this is gonna be the message. The message is a type of string, just like this one line of sentence, but the fruit name is gonna change. So this is what we do. Print message. The message is this. We're gonna output it as well. So text output is gonna be the message. Here, so I'm gonna make text text list. It can be text list. Actually, just a string, I think, or a text. So the output is gonna be text, and we call it text output. So this is a small little program that we can reuse many times. So the fruit name can be anything, and the fruit name can actually come from this text list. So if I plug this in there, so it's going to be converted into text, and then we look at it. Okay, dear list, you are awesome. That's not actually what we want. We want to process each and every text objects one by one. So we're gonna have to do it inside a list. So while this text list being selected, I tap W. I'm gonna loop through the text list. So this is some kind of loop logic, similar to Python loop, similar to other programming language loop. And this fruit name goes inside the loop, and for every fruit name, it's gonna output something, and that something is gonna be text list. And that's the setup right there. So this is the loop, and this is gonna be, so this loop is this guy, and then the output is gonna be our new text. So now we have fruit name, dear orange, you are awesome. Dear apple, you are awesome. Dear durian, you're awesome. So yeah, you can continue adding this, like grapes. What else? What fruit? Avocado, pineapple. Update it, and we have all this. So it's kind of like a mail merge, you know. You can type a letter and you can change the message very easily. And this is the program. This is the small program that takes fruit name as input and output the new message for each fruit. To make it awesome. Okay, now we have this little text program. The reason I'm using animation nodes to do this, because animation nodes have really a bunch of text processing nodes, and I think this is pretty complete. It's almost like Python string or text processing as well. You can really play around with this and create a very interesting result. They looks pretty simple, but still, you know, it's sometimes the simplicity, the complexity is hiding in this simple program. And now, if we want to use this text list as a text object, and turn it into real 3D objects here in Blender, we can use the instancer. So object instancer, turn off copy from source. We're gonna need a text object, and this is a text list, and the list looks like this, just the whole, all the message, and we just need to pipe it into the instance. And then the next thing we want to do is to object transform output, and this is our text object already ready for us to be used. And maybe I forgot to do something here. It's not displaying properly, not yet. Object instancer, text object output, maybe. Yeah, I think I need to do this first. This goes in there, and the text gonna be our text. And this objects, now we gonna use a matrix distribute matrices. Okay, this thing distribute matrices, we cannot plug this directly into locations, but we can use the matrix separator. Let me quickly check matrix decompose. So decompose this matrix, and we have this translation. We can use that. So we have a bunch of objects. Seems like we are almost there. We just need to we need to change this translations. Currently it's doing it in X. We need to separate the vector and combine the vector X into the Y, and this goes in locations, and let's spread them apart. 10, 12, 15, 20. So there you go. I think we are pretty much done. So we have list of fruits, and this message sentence is generating different message for each fruit. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it. It's pretty simple after all. Probably if you ever need to do this, this is kind of like doing the whole text and displaying it at the same time. If you want to actually if you want to create, for example, like a render for each frame, different text for each frame, you don't actually need to do this at the back. You can actually only like generating one text object, if you know what I mean. So we can sort of cut it there. So we just need a text object, and the text can be gotta be one of this guy. So we just need to get element, get a list element, and just grab this list and then just plug this into the text, and this is gonna be the text object. So we need to have an instance of text object, and we plug this in there. So say this, dear orange, you are awesome, and we can switch this index. So we actually just need to use a frame number and plug this into the index. So we have how many fruits we have? Of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. So it's just 9 frame, and you can render this out very easily. So there you go. That's how you do this. If you like, if you ever need to do this, some kind of way to generate a bunch of text objects with all with different variables based on this list. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully this is useful if you are like a beginner of Python coders or beginner of noding. This is probably will help you. Yeah, let me know what you think if you have any question, and thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.